Uses executive power. That means an executive order is coming, regardless of what Joe Manchin says about the reconciliation package. Joining me right now to talk more about that is Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn. She is a member of the Judiciary, Armed Services, and Commerce Committees. Senator, it's good to see you. Thanks very much for being here. What do you make of Joe Biden's comments yesterday in Massachusetts?
A lot of bluster there, and he is focused on an issue that is crushing the economy and crushing the American consumer. And Maria, it's so interesting. You look at the New York Times poll, only 1% of the American people say this is one of their top issues. But when I talk to Tennesseans, it's all about the inflation. It's about energy cost. It's about that open southern border. It's about crime in the streets and drugs on the streets.
Well, he didn't make much of any of that yesterday. He was talking about this climate change emergency. What can he do, Senator, in terms of executive order to enforce or push through this agenda? We know that Joe Manchin pretty much blew cold water on it the other day, saying there is no reconciliation package. There will not be more spending and higher taxes, which is all in that plan. What can you tell us about that plan, the reconciliation plan, and what Joe Biden can do to get that through?
Yes. First of all, what the Democrats are trying to do is hundreds of billions of dollars in new taxes. And this would be on high wage earners. It would also be on small businesses, which Joe Biden had said he would not tax these small businesses. So another broken promise there. Now, when you look at the effect of what they're trying to accomplish through this, it is that power and control. Joe Biden has declared war on oil and gas, and that is why he's gone hat in hand to the Mideast, trying to get somebody to sell him more oil. And now he's looking at turning this economy into an electricity-based economy, where we're going to be doing more business with the Communist Chinese Party, Xi Jinping, buying more solar panels, more electric batteries, and as Buttigieg has said, trying to push people into electric vehicles, which the American consumer cannot afford. They're too expensive.
Well, it's pretty incredible that all of this in this agenda benefits the CCP. Once again, you've got the commander-in-chief pushing business to China, rolling over and agreeing to all of the things that they're demanding, like lifting the tariffs, like eliminating the China initiative. And there's no comment whatsoever about all of the fentanyl that is coming through this country at the border, and it's made in China. Joe Biden says he's going to speak with Xi Jinping soon. Is he going to bring up the fact that they make fentanyl in China and they're pushing it through Mexico into America? Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas completely denying that the border is open, despite the historic migrant and drug crisis. Watch this yesterday.
The border is secure. The border, we are working to make the border more secure. That has been a historic challenge.
The border is secure, Marsha Blackburn. That's what you just heard from Alejandro Mayorkas. Does he think people actually believe him? Overdose deaths in the United States are rising dramatically, most notably among black people, seeing a 44% increase in fatal overdoses in 2020 from the year before. And now the CDC is blaming racism. Yes, you heard that right. The Centers for Disease Control, instead of talking about fentanyl and the drugs, the illicit narcotics coming into this country, they are blaming the overdoses on racism. You heard that right.
Maria, when we look at the comments of Secretary Mayorkas, I think look at the response of the Border Patrol, the CBP. They said he is a liar and anybody that believes this is a fool. We also know that the Communist Chinese are working with the cartels to get fentanyl into the country. The Communist Chinese are paying $50,000 a pop to get their people illegally across that border and into this country. We know that 71,000 Americans lost their lives and tens of thousands more addicted to fentanyl. All of this on fentanyl. And Maria, we have a president that is not talking about that. He's not talking about COVID that came out of Wuhan. He is not holding the Chinese to account for this. You've got a State Department official that thinks we should come out of the Indo-Pacific with our military and go work with China on climate change. You've got the president who thinks Nancy Pelosi should cancel her trip to Taiwan and should not go there because it would upset the Chinese, and leave it to old Joe. He's going to be talking to Xi Jinping really soon. Those phone calls have not, obviously not gone well for the United States of America, for our interest in that region of the world. And I think the American people are looking at the way the Communist Chinese Party is using this weak leadership from Joe Biden and his administration to take advantage and to push their agenda to be globally dominant by the time we get to 2050.
Wow. Well, I mean, just real quick before you go, why? I mean, why cancel the China initiative, lift the tariffs on Chinese goods, send oil from America's strategic reserve to China? Why? Why not bring up the origins of COVID to Xi Jinping? Why not force an investigation into how COVID started in the Wuhan lab? Why not bring up fentanyl to Xi Jinping? Why?
Because they do not see China as an adversary. They feel like China is a rival, and they think they can talk their way into some type productive relationship. China understands strength and weakness. The American people understand that the path that this administration is putting us on, this path to socialism, does not end well for the United States of America.
Senator, we'll be watching. Thanks for your leadership on all of that. Good to talk with you, Senator Marsha Blackburn, this morning.
Take care.
Thank you so much.